Flight boss, bitch. All right, look, I want everybody to do their research. I want everybody to do their research. Because check this out. I'm about to switch some shit. Now, it's been known for a long time. We've been given a lot of excuses, right? For Eastern astrology. Now, it's been known that people have been correlating Eastern or Vedic or sidereal with right brain. And we've been correlating Western or tropical with left brain. But when we understand what is the left brain and we understand what is the right brain, we got to start making senses. We got to start making sense. We got to get through all these little filters and all these religious aspects. Now let's make sense out of something. What is the left brain? The left brain is logical, point of reference, what you could be consciously aware of, the external realm, square, male. What is the right brain? Internal, right? Imagination, irrational. It's not logical. You know what I'm saying? So it's the creative space, the shapeless and formless space. It's the circle. It's female. All right. So look, when we look at Western and when we look at sidereal, which is Eastern, when we look at tropical and Vedic, right, which is sidereal, when you want to know where actually the stars is at now, you have to point to it, right? You have to know where they're actually at. You have to logically know where they're at now. You can't just go off the space and the location in which you feel, regardless of the shape and form you see in front of you, aka the stars and the circumstances and the situations. You got to go by what you resonate, how you feel, right? So check this out. It's been so long that Vedic has been seen as right brain and tropical has been seen as left brain. But if you really think about it, right, you have to use more of the left brain to understand Vedic and sidereal, and you have to use more of the right brain to understand Western. Because look, tropical brought in horoscopic astrology. If you know anything about research, or you know anything about astrology, period. So anytime you are a person who want to know about yourself based upon the planets relating to you, your space, right, that's horoscopic. So when you have systems based on fixed stars, it's impossible. I don't want to say impossible, but it's not based on horoscopic, because horoscopic is based on the space you are in. So if you are a star, you are in a space. So you want to know how you're getting influenced based upon the spaces and the stars that's around you. But see, when we get to Vedic and sidereal, right, it's based upon rulership and authority. So it's about a fixed star ruling you, a star giving you influences. So when you're actually, so in Vedic sidereal, we point to a fixed star, right? And based upon, we give this fixed star influences and energies and shit like that, where that came from. And if you near that fixed star have any of those influences, you're going to witness those tragedies or those prosperities. That's sidereal. So it's controlled by that. Now when you look at tropical, this horoscopic, this is about what you can do. This is, so if you was a fixed star, tropical will be about the power you get. So it's more about how you can bounce off and resonate with these influences, other than just being ruled by these influences and not even knowing how you even correlate with these influences. But since they made up sciences for that, this is what they call Vedic and sidereal, which is nothing more but offsprings of a tropical type of system. And if you don't want to call it tropical, the orchestrated system of tropical will be the basis of anything. You see what I'm saying? So when you really look at it and understand, right, how you know what you can do, how you know your power, your influence, that's tropical. So that's inside, knowing you, knowing your inner power, right? And to know your outside influences, to know what you're getting influenced by, right? That's the fixed stars, where the stars actually at right now. What is that? Vedic, what they want to call Vedic and sidereal, which is nothing but just us knowing ourselves through a tropical, and then us seeing what we're influenced by. That's the same system. But what y'all call it tropical or whatever like that, that's right brain. I mean, that's left brain. Think about it. Right brain is knowing who you are within inside. Left brain is seeing what kind of outside, keyword, outside influences you're going to have. Now, outside influences, you can only get influenced by it being a conjunction or opposition, because you can't actually be a fixed star, because you don't know what Puran is it. You don't know if it's in the midheaven. You don't know if it's in the fourth house. You don't know. You don't even know it from that perspective. You can only know from that perspective by using the tropical system based upon your space, based upon you being a star. So once you see what that fixed star at, the only influence you can know is given to you by knowing what kind of star you are, where your planet is at. So so what Vedic and Sidereal is doing, you can't say that you're being controlled by a fixed star and then that fixed star actually dictates the area and location where your star is at. That doesn't make sense. So how did we get horoscope? I need somebody to explain this to me. How did we get horoscope systems, horoscopic astrology out of Vedic and Sidereal? Because if they wanted to stay true to their systems, then they're only supposed to talk about where the star is at now. So this means based upon degree, and we only can know degrees based upon still tropical. This is why when you go type in your Vedic astrology sign or your sidereal sign, you still got to let them know the time and date. They should be controlling the time and date. Why are they not controlling the time and date? You see what I'm saying? You got to really think about shit. Really think about this shit. Now look. This is why they got to tell you what you really are. Which, no, you are what you are. You're just getting these outside influences. So, yeah, I'm an Aries. And these outside influences I'm getting is Pisces. I get that. Who said I'm using sidereal? You see what I'm saying? Like, who said I had to use sidereal? Now, the confusion come in is when I got some sidereal motherfucking telling me I'm a Pisces. Because I'm an astrologer. So, whatever I'm doing all of them anyway. So, I don't give a fuck what y'all do. I'm already doing all of them, but it's just I'm able to be consciously aware enough to decipher what I'm actually doing. So I came to the conclusion what I'm actually doing. I'm not even actually doing. I'm not, because I didn't agree to the terms and conditions for a small point in time. I was like, okay, so what I must be doing a mixture of sidereal and tropical too. That's why it's unique. But then after I think about that so long, I'm like, okay, nah, all of it is just one thing. It ain't even really tropical either. But tropical was the solidified system to solidify the starting point. You see what I'm saying? It's a starting point. We can't have a fixed star being a starting point in any system. If you want to talk about horoscopic, because a fixed star is out of your reality, so it's not in your space. So how is it going to talk about your space? You're not going to know what space you're in relative to if your planets that's in your space accumulating or not. You see what I'm saying? So you got to know your space. You can't have a system based upon a star that's not in your space. You are a star in your space. So once you know your space, then you will know how these outside influences, these other spaces, affecting you. Period. Period. Flight boss, bitch. Goddamn air.